right, just take 3. This is Skip from the Dreams Money Could Buy podcast. You're probably running, Skip, why did you say take 3? Just to let you know. Just a lot of things. I was just being extremely cancer-like, anal, just all types of things. But I take this very serious because the person that we have here today is my birthday twin, a very exceptional individual.
Cancer gang.
Cancer gang. Gang. I met her 2 years ago. Actually, around this date, actually, because I think I saw you posted.
It was, yeah. I posted
date.
it. It was like 2 years ago. Yeah,
and we met at Custom Combo, and I was like, "Yo, what's the signs in here? Y'all are cool." And it's like, "Yo, I'm a Cancer."
Shout out to all the people at the team for Custom Combo.
You know, Kami, Ferris, Diddy, Jason, and I'm missing the other person, but it's okay. We're gonna keep it going. They'll know all of Custom Combo, but yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, birthday twin. So I just like, I was following a lot of people there. I was like, all right, cool. She be writing some stuff. She be doing some things. And oh my God, that's so rude. All right.
No, you actually started this big circle because we were all sitting in a circle, and you actually started like the whole thing where everybody was passing their phone down with their Instagrams on, and then everybody was following each other. You started that.
Okay. I didn't remember I did that. I just knew I came there to get network. So I was like, I feel like that's the type of thing I would do.
You came out and you were very talkative and just including everybody in the conversation. I was like, he has to be a water sign. He has to be. And turned out you was born on the day I was born. Yeah,
I'm just a little bit older. Just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Couple of years older.
Okay.
Just a little bit. It's like a little bit seasoned with some grayness, unfortunately.
Stop.
But no. It's a pleasure because, you know, and I didn't even say her name yet. This is how comfortable we are with just going back and forth. Like, so this is, if you haven't realized from her very charismatic energy, this is Jhoné, white. Luke, is that saying your name right?
Yes.
All right, good, because I can't afford to take 4. I would be so upset with myself. But no, what's like really exceptional about you when it comes to when you actually have the time, but like when it comes to your personality shows and the YouTube videos, when it comes to the articles, when you're going to a lot of the events, and we're going to touch on that obviously in the course of the interview. You're a go-getter, and I think that's something that people in the city will embrace, and I think that's just something that is very awesome about you. So. We're going to get into this quote. This is a quote that you said many moons ago. And I feel like when it comes to your voice and understanding your presence, when it comes to who you are, you're not only a woman, but you're a black woman. And we're just going to jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. It's, I pledged to vote because at a point in time, a woman's voice wasn't worthy enough to vote and bring change. I feel like you would always, you know, out there, they be getting mad at us, our types.
Through with the artifacts.
Yeah, but bro. We're very assertive people. It's not even trying to like boss people around, but we like, yo, I does this, you know? And I feel like, you know, when it comes to you in school before you got to New York, you had that flair. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about you coming from Nebraska when people don't even know black people in Nebraska.
Exactly. So, I mean, I just want to point out that if it's okay with you, that I do point out that you're saying this quote where I'm mentioning that, you know, I take my rights as a black woman very seriously because we did not once have them. And we're speaking about this on International Women's Day. Mm-hmm. So
timing.
Yeah, timing. Time is of the essence. But yeah, speaking about, you know, coming from...
We did it the same time. It's okay. Just watch the chord. Be like, damn. She's like, she panicked. Don't worry. Stay on point. You got this.
Okay. In terms of like coming from Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, not many people have been to that part of the country. They don't know, like you said, they don't know that black people are there. So when they find like someone like myself, that consumes most of the conversation. So I appreciate you for like doing your research, and I didn't even know that like you can Google me. So thanks to you, I'm definitely leaving this podcast. Like, Google me, bitch. Like,
yeah, you should. I feel like people should understand that Google is like your best friend. If you ever watch the show You on Netflix, there's a reason why that dude was very efficient. Like your information is really out there.
Everything.
Yeah, he's a little weird, but let's talk about.
Well, yeah, good thing I wasn't like a hood rat fighting and shit. You find some World Star videos about me, like, you know.
Y'all really.
I'm dead. Okay.
That'll be like, damn, they really get down like that in Omaha. Like, y'all be getting mad. Like, I mean, you get mad everywhere. Be like, all right, trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. You
get
know.
'em.
All right. But no, all seriousness. So, let's talk about, you grew up, you have a lovely family. You were actually named after your dad. I don't know if you said that. So
yes, my dad.
Talk about the remix. You're the remix right now. He's the original, you're the remix. So y'all look just alike. Y'all twins.
Yes, we are.
Y'all
it's
twins.
so crazy. Now that I've gotten older, though, and I'm more into, like, my woman's side, like, growing up, I was kind of a little tomboy, sometimes. And so, yeah, I was John Jr. until he actually had a John Jr., but, I was a girl.
Okay.
But a lot of people, jokingly would call me John Jr. anyways.
Oh.
That's why my name is Jhoné. They just added a little flair at the
remix,
end.
yeah.
Exactly. But, yeah, now that I'm older and I'm, like, into, like, my full woman side, sometimes when I take pictures, I resemble my mom, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's your mom. I'd be seeing pictures of her. I'd be like, oh, okay. I see it. I'll be seeing it. So I don't know how to ask this question. I know for her, she's been through some things,
Yeah.
She survived some things. She's a survivor. She's a warrior. I wasn't really gonna ask those questions. Just glad that she survived a lot of things, and that's basically all I want to say. Like I'm just praying. Like I don't really want to get in people's business. Like we cool, but we not that cool. So I'm not trying to be
it's
like.
Okay.
So
that's a good way.
I just want to be always respectful for your privacy and stuff like that. So that's it. So I'm not gonna really delve too much on that. But your parents are basically like soldiers. You know what I'm saying?
They are. It's so crazy because they had me when they were in high school.
Wow.
So my whole
life.
So
high school sweethearts type shit.
Yeah, but they was never together. Like my whole life growing up, I had step parents.
Oh.
So I grew up with like 4 parents.
Oh, you blessed. Okay. You got double the love. Okay.
Right, I got double the protection. I wasn't allowed to do shit.
Okay, so
I could not leave the house. I had to sneak out. I had to, man.
So you had four sets of eyeballs, just like, yo, where's
4 sets of eyeballs. Very known people in the community too. So when I did sneak out or they saw me at the mall or something like that, it was definitely getting back to them. It was crazy.
All these snitches.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, so going to school, so you have 2 sets of parents. How was it growing up in Nebraska? Growing up, y'all light-skinned people, y'all looking all beautiful. And
did you see that documentary that J. Cole had like executive produced, and it was based off of Omaha? I think it was called like what was it called?
He did that. I only watch J. Cole documentaries of his albums. I didn't even know he did that.
No, he did he executive produced a documentary, and it was in Omaha, and it was on HBO.
I'm gonna have to.
It was called Out of Omaha. I just looked it up.
When did that come out?
I watched it. It came out in 2018. November 10th,
missed it.
2018.
Okay. So that'll give like a kind of like a deep dive into like.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because if you had. I'm so sorry.
Your left hand is just smacking the hell out the mic. This is gonna be a funny ass episode. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
So let's bring this over here, so you don't gotta worry about it.
I said that to say, like, if you had saw the documentary,
you got it.
My experience in Omaha is like the complete opposite.
Can you let your hand go? Is that all right? Cool. I don't want you to have to hold that the entire time. That's why we have the stand. Let's be present.
Okay.
Oh my! It's okay. There's no chords now. Focus. This is all about you.
Okay. No, so I brought that up to say that if you had saw that documentary, my perception or my experiences from Omaha are polar opposite, like complete opposite.
Wow. Okay. So
like when I watched it, it made me mad. It made me sad. Like it gave me all kinds of emotions, because it's like, how could I have grown up somewhere or lived somewhere and didn't like be completely oblivious to like what was going on, like.
Oh, so that was just showing the dark side, I'm guessing, of Omaha, and you didn't get to see that.
That was showing the dark side, and granted, stuff be on the news, and you see different people that I'm close with be affected by like the gang violence and the stuff that goes on, but it never was like a direct hit for me.
Because you had those four parents, like they looked after you.
Oh my God.
But that's, and I'm guessing when we're looking at that now, I'm gonna have to do my homework because I feel bad with the Omaha thing, but it happens when it comes to like those socioeconomic different lifestyles.
Yes, people that's exactly what it is. So socioeconomic,
even where they live.
Yes,
like
the separation. Yeah. Like there is a huge separation in Omaha, Nebraska. There is a specific area that is for the Hispanics, that's South Omaha. There's a specific area that is for, the African Americans, that's North Omaha. And the Caucasians are in West Omaha. They even have like a little joke that's like, don't go east of 72nd Street. 72nd Street is the street that like goes all throughout the city. So on the east is where you have, your lower income, and on the west is where they've built the brand new houses, the brand new sub neighborhoods, and it's much nicer.
Okay.
But I give them their props because every time I go back home and visit, they've been doing like redevelopment in the downtown areas. Like now they have a whole, like they call it the Capital District, but it's like a whole center full of like different nightclubs that you can bar hop to and bars, and like they just have been doing a really good job. Yeah.
Building it up.
Yeah, they're building it up. But I was saying that like I feel like for me growing up in Omaha, I was very involved.
Oh yeah.
And I can see that you did your homework and saw that. So it's like, it's not that I wasn't around things that could have got me in trouble, or my life was just so much better than the people in the documentary. But I did a lot of stuff to keep me busy.
Yeah.
From that stuff, like I wouldn't have had the time. So
like I know what you did in high school. Like you were a cheerleader in high school. What were you doing in elementary and like middle school to keep you from just being on that?
So
like what were the type of activities, type of like things you were doing?
Yeah. So I actually started cheerleading when I was 11.
Okay.
But that came from being in the drill team. I used to march. I used to be like a drill team girl. We had batons and everything, tassels. I did that from when I was 6. I started.
Did your mom or anybody else in your family do like drill? Or you were just...
Yeah, my aunt, she was a dancer. She had like her own dance group, and they used to do competitions. And she used to actually have me like do some competitions with them, like have me come out, give me little 8 count that I could freestyle and do for myself. So like, yeah, like my aunt Danita, she had a dance group. It was called Caution.
Ooh,
and it had some of my other cousins in it, my cousin Brianna, some of her friends that she's still friends with to this day. But yeah, it started with that. And I just loved the feeling of like when I would go out on the stage and then everybody just get crunk or everybody just start cheering me on. My nickname back home is Nene. So I was like...
Nene, okay. My research, I was trying to go through your whole Facebook and all that stuff, so I didn't know about this nickname, Nene. Okay. So who gave you your nickname? Was it any of your family?
My family, yeah.
Okay.
What they call me, Nene.
You tight with your family. You tight.
Yeah. I'm very family oriented. My family is very big. Venable, Whites, Lucas. Yeah. My family's very big. But yeah, so it stemmed from that. It started at a really young age. And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I saw at school that they are having auditions for the drill team. I want to dance, blah, blah, blah. She did it. Anything that I said that I wanted to do, that's what I can't say about my mom. Anything that I did say that I wanted to do, she was like, okay, let's do it. They was having a play at the school. This was also in the same year. So first grade was when I just started doing everything. I was in my first play, The 3 Little Bears.
Wow. Okay. Which one?
I was Goldilocks.
You Goldilocks?
Come on now.
I know your personality. Yeah. Larger than life got you. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, that was my first play. And then after that, I'm like, this is something I really want to do. And then most people also don't know that my dad is a pastor. Mm-hmm. He's been a pastor for 3 years now.
One of the flyest pastors I've ever seen in my life. He's mad cool. Like I've never met him, but when you see, Jhoné's like IG story, it's like work, mixy, fly out, I'm popping, and it's just like, yo,
Church.
Pops, family, cousins, all that type of stuff. And you get to see him, and you see how someone carries himself. He's a water sign too, right?
My dad is a Scorpio.
Yeah.
I feel so bad because it's like if he wasn't my dad, I would eliminate the Scorpios for real, for real.
Oh man, that's extreme. Oh man,
if we eliminate them from the zodiac calendar, I feel like we'll be fine. But my dad saved them.
Your dad exists. Wow, that's damn. I don't know which Scorpio or group of Scorpio men, but when you ever watch this, self-reflect a lot.
Right, do a lot of self-reflection.
It took her dad to save y'all entire people. But what is pretty dope is like not only just how, close-knit that your family is, but how y'all support each other, right?
Yes,
So talk about that more with, being a pastor. Y'all seeing him and his support, mom's support when it comes to the drill team.
Yes. So oh my gosh, my dad will always give me Bible verses or quotes all the time for how I was feeling. And, he would do this thing where he would give me immunity. He would be like, what's wrong? What's up with you? And you know how when people are, in the system or whatever, the judge or lawyer will grant them immunity so they don't get in trouble for whatever they about to testify or say.
Yeah.
He would do that sometimes. He would be like, if something was wrong with me, he'd be like, I'm granting you immunity for you to tell me, like, what's up.
That's dope. I'm going to have to copy that from Pops. Be like, all right, I promise I won't be mad. I promise. But you just got to be honest with me. So he's created that safe space.
Because I used to be so scared.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, I'm calling your dad. No, please, no, Case, please. So, that I was grateful for those moments where I got immunity so I can just be open and free and get a lot of things off my chest, which I feel like, is still in me today. Like, I do feel like, I'm very straightforward and I get a lot of things off my chest, and it could have stemmed from that as a kid. Back to I'm sorry, I got a little off track.
Hey, this is
so
still your journey.
I had mentioned that, so I grew up in the church, and the church I grew up in was very big as well.
Like those mega churches?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was super big. And we had multiple ministries, like my ministry, the children's choir, the mass choir. Okay. So I'm just trying to paint an idea for you. When I wasn't at school, after school for drill team practice or play practice, I was hanging out at the church because my dad was either there doing Bible study or I had mime practice, choir practice.
Oh, the mimes with the songs where you're expressing like those statements. That's dope.
Yes, you have the gloves and stuff, and you like, you dance to the gospel music. So yeah, I was a very busy child.
Okay.
And that started like around 6.
So from 6 all the way to like high school, you're either, you're pretty much busting out in the grades, busting out with the extracurricular activities when it comes to drill and dance. And also we're going to talk about more about acting because I didn't know you did that Three Little Bears, and see if you have more into acting.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of by the time that I was 17, I had did 20 plays and musicals.
Okay, so that part of your life I didn't find online at all.
That is funny. Yeah, my mom has like so many albums on Facebook from like all my plays.
All right, so I should have creeped on Mom's thing. I should have creeped on Mom's to find that. So I'm gonna put a quick bullet on that to come back to that. That's a lot. You're doing all these things, growing up in the church, busting it out. Did you have, when you were like a kid, something that you really wanted to do growing up? Like, like for me, I wanted to be the first black president. That died when I was 18, 2008. And then after seeing that individual in office for 4 years, like, I never want to be president. These people don't deserve any of us in office. So what did you want to be when you were growing up?
As a child, I wanted to be a star.
That makes sense.
Whether it was a movie star, whether it was Broadway, whether it was dancing, singing, like I mentioned. I also played the piano growing up. So I'm like, I wanted to be a star. But then, like, as I got older, my mom started having serious conversations with me about, like, what I would want to do as a plan B. She never put, like, my dreams and stuff as a plan B. She was like, you can go to school for that, but I want you to minor in something. I want you to have something to fall back on. So that way, if things don't work out or it's taking you a while, you can have something else. So she started encouraging me to have a plan B, and that's when I was like, okay, well, how about journalism? Like, I could still be on TV that way. Mm-hmm. Like, let me work at the news station. Then everybody in Omaha know me.
So you still thinking local. You still thinking like, I'm about to be king of this, queen of this entity of this city. Like, like the supreme being.
That's exactly how I knew that I wasn't going to stay in Omaha. Just like in college, I started traveling other places. And then when I was doing my research to see how much money I would make as a journalist in Omaha compared to other cities, I was like, yeah, it's just not going to work here for me. And then also Omaha is so small that like the news reporters and everybody that's already in their positions, they're there. And they have been there for years. Like the weather guy has been there for forever. Like, yeah, they're not going anywhere. Like those are the news anchors. So it's like I interned at the news station, so I learned enough to know that, I would just continue doing what I was doing as an intern if I wanted to apply for a job there. Finding the beats, finding the stories, going out, getting all the information, and giving it to the reporter for them to go out with the cameraman.
Nah.
Exactly. It wasn't really going to be me.
No.
So I was like, it's kind of time to go. But yeah, like as a kid, I wanted to be a star. And then once I got older, I was like, let me convert this to journalism so I could still be on the TV. And so, yeah, that's why I went to school and my major was journalism and PR.
So this is in college when you made that major, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But before we get to college, let's not skip over some things.
Okay.
You went to Omaha South High School. You were a cheerleader there. And you're also African American Leadership Hall of Fame 2013.
Yep.
Young boss it. And I think we mentioned this earlier. You're a boss.
I don't know. That's why
You've always been a boss.
Earlier, when I was like, it's small stuff like, well, it's not, okay. I get stuck in this space where I'm like, I'm super humble. I'm really humble because, like, you have to get on Google to learn these things.
Yeah.
I don't go around just telling people, like, oh, I'm in the African American Museum in Omaha, Nebraska. Me and my dad. My dad got it a couple years after me. I think he got it in 2018.
You beat your dad to that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a plaque, and it's a plaque of your face. And it's just like I said, I did a lot of things in the community growing up. Like, it wasn't just plays at school. There's two big theaters in Omaha, Nebraska. The Rose Theater, which is more like children vibes. They do a lot of children plays like Annie and The Wizard of Oz, Tarzan. We did High School Musical. I was front cover of the newspaper because the line outside the theater of the Rose Theater was so ridiculous that they needed news coverage for it. They were like, oh my gosh, all these kids all over are trying out for High School Musical, blah, blah, blah. But I had done plays at the Rose Theater already. So the director and stuff, like, they were directing the news reporters towards me and another good friend of mine. Her name is Alec. Because it was kind of, like, assumed that we would, like, make the cut. Exactly. So they did a whole, like, front page story on both of us, and then they did a follow-up story, like, once we started practices and stuff, and then when we were getting ready to actually debut the play.
Okay.
So that was the Rose Theater, childhood. The Omaha Playhouse, they did more adult plays, like Hairspray, more like raunchy stuff or whatever. And so I did Hairspray there. And so just those kind of things in the community is, like, giving people stuff to do, because, like, all my friends, like my mom, she would work as an usher at the shows so that they could give her more free tickets. If you volunteer your time, they would give you free tickets instead of having people pay.
So that's how the fam got to see you.
Yeah, so she would go to church and give out some tickets to people. My friends, give some tickets to them. My family is big as hell, give some tickets to them. So it was like me doing that and then them coming to support me gave them something good to do instead of, being out in the streets or going to this party and getting into trouble and doing all of that. It gave them kind of something to do other than,
All right, so are we going to say that you're like one of the connective big strings that kept the family from not going into darkness? Like literally, like your talent of just being in all these plays where it's like, yo, we got to see Jhoné. We got to see her do these things.
No, yeah, they were definitely excited. Sometimes I feel like they were more excited than me. But yeah, even, oh my God, one of the college prep programs that I was in, they surprised me and came to one of my plays one night.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God. It was like all my friends, like the boy that I liked. I was like, oh my God, why would they surprise me and everybody come? I was like, so my anxiety was like through the roof. But I didn't know that they was there until afterwards, so it didn't affect my performance. I was like, okay, I'm glad y'all surprised me, because if y'all would have told me,
you probably wouldn't have been like, oh, I got to do this. I got to like really like show out. And it's
right. I would have been on 10.
And I think, you know what, just like hearing your story is pretty interesting, because it's not similar for like us. I'm not even gonna just say me, because us we're birthday twins, but people really show out for us. Like, I feel like just because of like our individual energies, like it's just something welcoming when we just like, this is about you. So like focusing on like your energy, where it's like, all right, you executing, you doing all these things, but you never rub it in people's faces that you're doing these things. Like, I'm just doing this because I love doing this,
Exactly. So yeah, I say that to say, like, the whole leadership award was like a blessing within itself. It was amazing, and it came at a time that was so crazy for me, because I had did a pageant, and my thing with it was only my second pageant, the first pageant that I did really good. My mom was so proud of me because for it to be my first one, I did Miss Teen Nebraska. I was a finalist. I didn't get the crown, but hey, I was a finalist for my very first pageant win. That's like a big deal.
That is a big deal.
That's a big deal for people in Nebraska. So then I did the second one, and I was like, Mom, like, I don't even care to win the crown, but at least can I win like another category? Like I want to be Miss Congeniality or Miss Academic, like Miss Talented. Like I want to be at least something else if I can't be Miss. It was Jabberwock. It's the pageant that the Deltas throw, or that they execute and put on. So it was very close to me because my godmama's a Delta.
Oh, everything's family with you. And it's not a bad thing. That's
family.
dope.
That's why I was
passing
saying.
it on.
Excuse me. To come here. So to come here and to learn that, like, oh, everything is about network and connections. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a breeze. That's all I know.
Gonna be a breeze.
That's all I know is how to network and connect with people. But yeah, my godmom was a Delta. They were doing the pageant. And I was like, wow, yeah, I just want to win something. It doesn't have to be the title. And it just so happened that, like, I qualified myself for every category.
Okay.
And I was so... this is the only time that I felt bad because I actually had won every category. And then they announced that I was getting the American Leadership Award. And I was like, this is a lot of pressure.
Oh, snap.
Why would I get all of this all at the same time? Like, so then I was like, this is God telling me to go to Spelman. Mom, I need to go to Spelman. Like, I got into a fight with my parents, and I didn't talk to my mom for, like, the rest of the summer after I graduated high school because I was so mad that they wouldn't put up the money for me to go to Spelman.
So wait, you got accepted into Spelman. So I'm not going to say the university you got into yet. So what schools did you apply for outside of this school and Spelman? Was it only like two options, or did you just knew I wanted to go to Spelman?
No. I applied for, of course, the state schools. So we have 3 state schools: University of Nebraska at Lincoln, Kearney, and Omaha.
Okay.
I applied to all 3 of those, got those. But my thing is, like, University of Nebraska at Lincoln, that's Huskers, that's football. That's what everybody knows. So, you know, and it's about 45 minutes from home. So it's away. But also, you know, the Huskers, I've been growing up with them. Like,
yeah, because it's like right there.
Yeah, because we don't have no professional sports. So it's like, that's our professional football team is the Huskers. So it's like, oh, the Huskers games, like, I just feel like it's too close to me. I don't want to do it. So I applied to 3 state schools to get that out the way. I applied to Loyola in Chicago.
Okay.
I applied to Spelman and Lincoln University, which are both HBCUs. Lincoln is in Missouri. Mm-hmm. Spelman is in Atlanta, of course. And I applied to Pepperdine in California.
Okay. So
all these schools, and my mom was pressing me to apply to Creighton. And I'm like, okay.
And where's Creighton located?
Creighton is in the heart of Omaha. It's right downtown.
Wow.
So it's like, she's like, oh, apply to Creighton. You could get the Legacy Scholarship because my mom graduated from Creighton.
Oh, okay.
She's like, apply to Creighton. You could get the Legacy Scholarship and then you won't have to pay for school and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, I'll do it just for you. But that was never, ever, ever supposed to be
the actual thing.
You
wanted Spelman.
I wanted Spelman, honey. I wanted Spelman or I wanted Pepperdine. But the thing with California is that it was super, super far. And I didn't have, at the time, no family or anything out there. So it kind of like scared me. I had family in Atlanta, you know, people in Atlanta that would look out for me. So Atlanta wasn't scary for me.
That's that cancer way of moving, because I don't like going to places where I don't know anybody. Because it's like, if I know one person, I can conquer the world.
That's
but
what
if
I'm
I don't know nobody, it's like, by myself? Nah, that's kind of scary.
And we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. So I'm like, okay, I want to go to Atlanta. That's the school that I want to choose. And I had to let Creighton know by like a certain deadline if I was going to accept the offer that they gave me. And so my mom was like...
And that's like a full ride type thing?
It was, yeah. So I had like the academic scholarship, the African American, and the legacy scholarship. And so when you put all those together, that was my tuition. Tuition was like $45,000 a year. So if I was getting that, and then plus my outside scholarships, like the little $500 ones I put toward books, and like the little $1,000 ones. I got the presidential scholarship for the National Association of Counties.
Wow.
So that was like $6,000, but I had to split it up between the 4 years. So since I graduated in 3 years, my third year I got to keep the money that was supposed to be for the fourth year. But
Boss.
anyways, that's neither here nor there. She was like, you need to go to Creighton, spend one day at Creighton, because we would go to the Creighton games all the time, because Creighton basketball team is like our NBA team. So we used to go to the games all the time because obviously my mom is an alumni. And, I'm like how I felt about the Huskers. I'm like, it's too close to home.
Yeah, I don't
is right. Want exactly. Like it's a 10-minute drive. It's right there. I don't want to go. Go spend a day at Creighton. Da-da-da-da. So I did this thing where I got to spend a day at Creighton, and I got to spend the night with like my chaperone. She lived in the dorms already, and so I got to just kick it with her. But I did the same thing in Spelman though. When I went down to visit Atlanta.
You see, it's different. You see all of the whole city just black like you get to see
and they
that?
took us to this house party.
Oh, man.
They took us to this house party and it was lit. I was like, oh, this is my home. This is for me. And then when I went out with Creighton, they showed me a different kind of fun, which is why I think I had decided, well, you know what? I'm not going to be broke if I go to Creighton. I know that when I graduate, I will have my own money. I won't have to worry about being in debt. Like, I won't have to worry about having to drop out because I can't put up the money for next semester. I won't have to have that extra financial stress.
That's crazy.
So it was that. And then the party that she took me to the baseball house. That's what they call it. And I guess it's just like a house that's near the campus where all the baseball players stay. And, I mean, because I'm black, we're black, so we know what a good house party is. They got the lights off, the music playing, you juking and jiving, da-da-da-da.
Juke jam.
Not on no racist shit. White people party better.
Okay. All right. Nah, bro. You're gonna have to explain yourself. I might have to take that black card. You're gonna have to explain yourself here today.
Okay.
Explain it. What are you talking about?
We love that, but we just used to it, right? So when I'm on this, mind you, I've done the whole spend night at the campus thing at Spelman too. So when I did it with Creighton, she just opened my eyes to new shit that I was like, oh my God, you only see this on the movies. I'm talking keg stands, chugging beers through a fucking like
funnel.
Yes, bongs everywhere. They just doing everything like it's crazy. I'm like, oh my God, this is like super bad.
Okay, all right. I mean, I do like super bad. Okay, let's listen. I'm intrigued because it's different. It's different.
And so I'm like, I had such a great time. And then also, so I played a lot of different things. It was the partying. It was the fact that, I won't have financial stress. And then it came down to the dorms, like the dorm living. I'm like, okay, Spelman didn't have AC. They was super tiny, da-da-da-da. Creighton, they got suites. And I won the lottery because freshmen weren't supposed to live in the suites. But the thing is that I technically was a sophomore when I started at Creighton.
What classes? AP classes?
AP classes, and then I was in a college preparatory program called Upper Bound. And Upper Bound was based on Creighton's campus. So I'm like, I've been going to Creighton technically for 3 years now. Like every summer, I would spend my summers staying in the dorms at Creighton. And we would take classes, and those classes go towards.
That's why you got that. Okay.
Yeah. So when I started at Creighton, I already had a full semester in.
Ooh.
I had 15 credits.
All right.
So technically, I wasn't a freshman.
You were like an upper freshman getting into lower sophomore.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I got to apply for the lottery to be in the suites. So
look at everything just like
right. So I was like, all right. My mom was super happy, and she got us these matching hoodies, and I was like, oh my, okay,
yeah,
all right.
I can imagine your mom doing that Bondy, mushy stuff.
Yeah, she was
with it.
super mushy with it, very, very. So I'm like, all right, so okay, Creighton, we'll do Creighton.
Okay, so you made that, and you were, rocking out in like the 3. Is this where you get the HLC criteria writing team? Is this where it is? Or was that high school?
That was high school. So not Creighton, Omaha South. I went there actually because you're going to think my mom is psycho. My mom went there.
Oh. Yo, mom was just like, your life is not yours. You're just going to After you graduate, you can do what the hell you want, but you gonna follow my footsteps to a T. That's wild.
Yeah, her and my dad both went there.
Okay.
And she did some like mind control thing where she was like, South is a magnet for performing arts.
She's trying to get into that. Okay, that's what she did.
Yeah, and she knows that performing arts was my shit. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, really? Okay, so I met with the chair of the theater department.
Wow.
And he's like, oh, yeah, we do this many plays and this many musicals a year, and we have show choir, and we have this choir, swing choir, jazz choir. We have all these different choirs. And I'm just like, why would I not go?
Wow, okay.
Why would I not go?
Okay.
You set me up. Like, why would you set up this meeting with the theater director? Like, you knew what you was doing.
She put that carrot in and be like, okay, Omaha South, okay, create, okay. So that's when you were doing the critical writing
and I was I did the writing
it.
team there. Yeah, I did that.
And y'all were winning then. So I know we were kind of like, for the listeners, we're kind of like going forward and back, but it's like the way that I saw it, I didn't know if she was like, I think the timing of it, I think the writing team was kind of like your sophomore, junior year. So it was like the way the timing was, I didn't know if it was like your high school or if it was like early college. So so you were just crushing it with that. Did you guys win anything during that time?
Yeah, we did. Actually, if you go to if you go to the counselor's office, I haven't been there in mad long, so let me not lie. At one point in time in the counselor's office, they had our names like on a little plaquey thing pinned to like a pillar because we had one.
Okay. I mean, that's why I Googled you. That's why I found it.
But I loved writing, though. That's why it wasn't so hard for me to switch my major from theater to journalism, because even in my creative writing class in college, like, if we had an essay to write, oh, bet, okay. I could go out, come back hungover, and still get my paper done to give to class the next morning, because writing was not hard for me. Like, I liked it. I liked those controversial topics. I think one of the writing contest topics was about capital punishment. It was about whether the death penalty should it stay or should it be banned, the death penalty, because it's still legal in some states.
Okay. No, I mean, because looking at your website, which we're gonna do with like the type of articles you do, you're just super. I feel like I'm gonna butcher this word, so I'm not even gonna try to say it. I'm gonna try to figure out a different thing. You're direct, but you're very kind of like particular with how you place the words, how you place like the phrases, like the kind of like the storytelling ability of your writing, or it's like how you feel about this. Like you have the thing about Nipsey when he came to New York City in like June 22, and I'm that's a little
crazy.
quick touch.
Oh,
So I still want to finish this
God.
school thing before we get into you doing all the cool writing stuff in the city and stuff like that. But like, we know from you growing up, you wanted to be a star, you want to be a performer, you want to be an entertainer. You're doing these plays, you're doing this acting, you're doing this larger than life thing, right? And in the back, you've been writing, you've been crushing it. The foundation for like a lot of things is writing. Pretty much everything is writing. Like, how do you convey a message, a purpose, and things like that?
I can say like, just like getting people's attention, and then, you know, just doing a breakdown. Like, it's a pretty simple formula, but I feel like I spend a lot of time with my intro. Like, I will write everything else and then go back to the intro after the rest is completed. Yeah,
because that's the most important thing. That's how they do in like the extremely strong writing class. I knew that the intro is pretty much the strongest part of your your piece.
Exactly. And the outro, the intro. And,
because you got to close strong, start strong.
First impression and last impression. It's the best impression.
All right, you got the gem. So
no, sorry.
No, that's good. It's good. So Omaha South, so when did New York, while you're at school, you know, doing this and busting out in 3 years, when did it's like, yo, I gotta get to New York? When did that idea kind of like formulate in your head?
Okay, I'm glad that you brought this up, because you had mentioned earlier, like, as cancers, you know, we're comfortable going places if we at least know just one person. We're like, okay, I'm good, I'm cool. So I actually had been out to New York a lot of times. I was in a relationship, you know, and so I had gotten accustomed to the train system. That's why, like, all of my years here,
I don't care about the cord, though. Please. I feel like something with you people and like using the cord to help you focus, like not be nervous.
I'm sorry. Okay.
It's not that serious. It's just headphones. Like I'm here for you. And don't worry about it.
Okay.
So you got the train system. You were in a relationship. It was a long distance relationship.
Yeah. No, he was in Omaha. He went to Creighton as well, but he was from New York. So I would visit a lot.
Okay.
I got very acquainted with the West Side. That's why for 3 years I've only stayed in Harlem because that's what I'm
accustomed
to. Exactly. It wasn't until I was getting ready to graduate college. I was graduating a year early because the intent. So I had the credits to graduate early regardless. And whether or not I would stay for another year was based on whether I would go into the law program or not. So I was like, if I can't get the same kind of scholarship to put me through law school, then I'm not going to do it because my whole thing is that I don't want to be financially stressed.
That is a cancering thing. It's like, bro, I don't like owing people money.
I don't. Oh, my God. If I owe you, I would cash app you right now.
Yo, it's like, I'd rather starve than owe people money.
Exactly.
Like,
oh, my God. I would rather starve than to have to owe somebody money.
I feel you.
That's facts. So I'm like, yo, if I can't get this, then I guess I just won't be going like right into grad school or whatever. And I guess I won't be going right into law school. So I took the GRE a couple times and, did not do well on it. So I'm like, okay, if I go to grad school at this point, I'm going to be paying for it. So the plan was to just end it with the 3 years because the fourth year would essentially be my first year in grad school.
Yeah.
So to end it with the 3 years, and then I was going to go overseas because the person that I was with, that's where they were employed.
So they're international now?
Was.
At that time?
At that time.
Okay.
They got switched and got employed in New York.
Okay.
So then it was, okay, so now I'm not going to live overseas. Now
Wait, were you dating a Scorpio?
Hell no.
Okay, because I just wanted to rationalize the hate for a second.
I would kill a Scorpio.
I want to make sure. All right, cool.
No.
Just humble me. What was the sign?
Virgo.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
So, I mean, yeah. So, basically, I did the whole, trying to follow, this man that I was with. And I'm a very independent person, though. Mm-hmm. At the bottom of the day, at the end of the day, I'm never just, I guess it's the same thing, the bottom and the end.
I knew what you meant. It's okay. It's really just a little different colloquial thing.
At the end of the day, I'm more than what I may come off to be. Mm-hmm. I'm very educated. I have multiple experience. I had several internships back home. And then by that point, I had pledged as well. So I'm like, I know my sisters got me. So if
wearing red just to support, sure.
So I was like, if I go to New York, then I'm not gonna have a problem starting from the bottom up. And like I had said, I was like, I know my sisters got me. We were in a chapter meeting. I let them know that I was gonna be going to New York. And in one phone call, my sorority sister called her daughter, who was going viral at the time because she was a political commentator on CNN.
Okay.
Called her daughter and was like, she's looking for an assistant. And right now they have her at the CNN in New York. And my sorority sisters, and she had already known me too because she graduated from Creighton as well. So she's like, my little sorority sister, Jhoné, she's saying that she's going to move to New York. She doesn't have a job yet, so she could probably be your personal assistant, da-da-da. So we exchanged numbers, and then that became my job. So I was like, okay, cool, bet.
Didn't even know that. I couldn't even find. Okay, we just got that. That's yo. When
I first came out here, I was a personal assistant for Simone D. Sanders. She's currently the press secretary for Bernie Sanders right now.
Who?
No. She was the press secretary for Bernie Sanders at the time. Now she's with Joe Biden. Okay. And she's running his campaign.
Wow.
Yeah. She's doing her thing. I'm super proud of her. So yeah, I came out here as her personal assistant. So I had all that set up, and then he got switched to a different team. So I'm like, okay, so now what am I supposed to do? I have everything
as in the love
up.
interest of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I can't just go to New York and not have nowhere to stay, nowhere to live. I don't know nobody yet. So my life did a complete 360, and I basically had to fend for myself. which was great. I love that I was put in that situation because it made me a better person. I swear to God. My sorority sister let me stay with her for a month because I came out here a little bit after January 1st. So, all the apartments, the rent start or the lease start on the 1st or the 15th. So I came here a little after January 1st. So I was looking to start my lease January 15th. I had already been looking at apartments online in Nebraska, blah, blah, blah. Set up my appointments to, come see them in person. Mm-hmm. And then after I saw them in person, I'm like, okay, it's a go. I'm going to sign the lease, blah, blah, blah. What I did not know is that they would look so different in person than what they did online.
Oh, the angle. They got you with the angle, didn't they?
Oh, my God. Because I was so, like I said, I'm so comfortable with living a certain way. So I'm like, oh, yeah. So I want the apartment with the wood floor, the stainless steel. I wanted to be close by the 3 train so I could take the express. Like, I just wanted way too much for what I was trying to pay. And that's what I didn't realize. I'm like, oh, shit, that's only a room? I got to pay $850 and that's just a room? I thought that was the whole apartment. No? Okay. This room is the size of my thumb. Like, and so it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I dead got here, looked at so many apartments and was like, why is it so small? I'm like, where's the kitchen? I was so confused. You don't understand. I'll call my dad. I'm frustrated. I'm like, Dad, I don't understand. Da-da-da-da. I had the money, but because I didn't have the job in New York supporting that I made the money, I wasn't getting approved. So I'm like, Dad, can you please co-sign on this apartment for me? Like they said, I need a guarantor that make 80 times the rent. I don't make 80 times the rent, but I got the money to pay the rent. They not going to let me, like, hysterical. But I was like, okay, let me know what you need. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much.
So your family and your sorority, people be really holding it down in those clutch situations for you.
Mm-hmm. I did not do this alone. Nope, I did not. I will make a phone call in a heartbeat. And even though it hurts my pride, I
have a lot of pride. I don't like asking
it will
for help.
hurt our pride.
Hate it.
But if it's going to put you in a better situation, then take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. And I knew that there was something about New York because I was like, everything else just happened to fall into place except for the housing situation. And that's because that was a fluke. Like, that was something that I didn't see coming. He didn't see coming. So it's just like, now basically I felt like God was playing a game. Like, okay, let me move this and see if you could still take the journey that way. Let me put this rock in your way and see if you can jump over it, you're going to go under it, or you're going to go around it. Either way, let's see if you're going to let it stop you or if you're going to make something out of it. So
that faith, in addition to support from your amazing pops, shout out to pops, just holding it down from a distance, I think it's like a testament for like your whole life's kind of like journey. Like you just, trying to be a star. And it's not going to be... And you know what? You've seen a lot of people that their own stars, not a competition. You've seen other people doing their stars, and this journey to get to where we're respectively trying to go is not the kindest. It's not the smoothest. Not. It's extremely rocky. It's like treacherous. It's very sometimes slimy. And it makes you have to interact with people and be like, oh, say bet. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's a tough pill to swallow. Mm-hmm. Like I had said earlier, like New York taught me like humiliation and rejection because I really thought that shit was gonna be a breeze. Like I was telling you about like all those awards and stuff and just all the things that I had done back home, but it was like it humbled me because I did come here thinking I was that bitch. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm from Nebraska. This is what I've done. And to get here and it's like, okay, well, this person did this. This person did better. This person went to this school. This person went to Columbia. Like, and so it was a lot of competition that, I was so blind to see. Like, I was just like, why not me? So New York definitely, put that into me. I remember one day I was like, yeah, I'm about to go to Complex and drop off my resume. I'm on the phone with my dad. He's like, so what are you doing today? Blah, blah, blah. Mind you, I had got my job at the restaurant that I work at. It's called Pennsylvania 6. I got that job over Skype when I was back in Omaha still.
You're impressing them.
So I was, doing waitressing on the side. I'm assisting Simone. And I'm still like, I have too much time on my hands. I don't know anybody out here. I need something else to do. I was like, I want to blog. I want to write. I want to do something. I'm like, Dad, yeah. He's like, what you going to do today? I was like, well, I'm about to go to Complex and drop my resume off. And I like Googled their address or whatever. And I went up there and they did not let me through. They was like, who are you here to see? I was like, oh, I'm just here to drop off my resume.
You thought it was a TV like movies where it's like, yo, I'm about to drop us this resume, hopefully meet someone. It's like, nah, like
this you don't understand. I dead was like going around the fucking city, and I don't take no. The Complex office is like over by Radio City Music Hall or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm not familiar with that line. That's like the orange line, the BDF.
BDFM.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. I'm only accustomed to the AC 1, 2, 3.
So you only knew like the red and the blue. So you knew those lines like the back of your hand. Yes. But it's like orange.
Right. I'm like, I gotta switch. Okay. And it's cold because it's the month of January. So I'm like, okay, I'm going over here. They like, no, you can't do that. You have to have an appointment in order to go up there. Because they have like a lobby like yours, where it's like they have to let you through with the little visitor thing, and then you have to press the floor that you go into. It's super secure.
Yeah, you're not breaking into those things.
So I'm like, okay, all right, on to the next. And I tried to go to Power 105.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
And it was the same thing. And I was like, okay, so I guess in New York, they just don't give you access to places. Like, what the hell?
They black out everything like the Pentagon.
I thought you could just open the door and walk through like it's a business. Like, so I told Simone, I was like, yo, yeah, I was trying to drop my resume off at places all day today, and they wouldn't let me. Paper Magazine. I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to drop my resume off to people, and they just wouldn't even let me leave my resume. And she was like, oh, you wanna go up to the Breakfast Club? She was like, oh, I can just hit up Charlemagne and see if he'll let you come up there.
Wait, hold on a second. She just knows Charlemagne just like that?
Yeah. She was like, let me text him and see if he'll let you come up there.
There's another cancer sibling over there.
I was like, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And then I was telling her how, like, she was like, oh, you wanted another job? Like, da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, because, like, I'd be bored. And at this time, I was, like, depressed. Because all we know is how to work. Exactly. So I'm like, I just want to work and make money because you got to keep in mind.
Is it time you broke up? So you got
I broke up. We was together for 4 years. Well, 3.5. Broke up. Yeah. Left home. I'm here.
And now you lonely.
What I'm supposed to do, like all looking at these walls, and I have roommates. I was so pissed that I had to get a place with roommates.
Yeah, you just like, what?
Like, I was like, what is my life right now? Like, oh my God. So I'm like, with the wine every night, I'm like, yo, this can't be it. I gotta do something. She was like, well, why don't you start traveling with me? Because she traveled a lot. She was doing speeches at different colleges, at different schools. She was going to Chicago a lot. She's like, I didn't know you had that much free time. You told me you had another job. So she was like, if you want to, when you book my flights and stuff like that, if you're available, you just book yourself a flight too. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes.
She's clutch. That's clutch.
She is clutch. Yeah. I met up with Charlemagne. I got to sit in on the Breakfast Club when they interviewed someone that was talking about like financial literacy.
Okay.
And real estate, like buying houses and flipping them and stuff like that. That was a good interview. And Charlemagne, he actually like took me to like down by HR. It was like a little office, but I wasn't in school anymore, so there wasn't much that they could do.
They couldn't get an internship because normally they get the young talent through the internship little track. And
exactly. And I'm like, well, damn, I'm done with school, but I'm 21. I'm like, I'm young, but I'm just not in school. So it's like, okay. But I made relationships and stuff up there, and so I was able to still hang out with people up there and make some relationships for up there. I started blogging for DJ Sus One. He DJs up there.
He has the, is he on like a weekend or like he's like afternoon or nighttime slot? I'm trying to remember. I know it's like one of those slots where it's like if you're in the car, you're probably going to hear DJ Sus.
You're going to hear him like during the weekdays, like lunch hour, I believe, or I don't even want to lie. But you definitely
going to hear
It's one of those.
I just know it's like those, it's either you're at work or it's like later in the day type thing where if you're like leaving from work or it's one of those. So DJ Sus One,
he's Mariah Carey's DJ as well.
When she was doing like her resident, or like when she's just on tour.
Yeah, when she
like
does tours.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, yo, it's mad lit. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's called thefeaturepresentation.com.
Okay.
And it's basically, he wanted to combine hip hop music with movies and film and TV shows and stuff like that.
So this gets you writing about, like, not only just, you know, music, but just everything, period. Things that you really want to be connected to.
Exactly. Things that I wanted to be connected to anyway. So it was just like a great doorstep, you know, to help me get to that. Then I had bought my own domain. Mm-hmm. It's called eyewitnesswithjhoné.com.
Yes, I'm on there right now too.
Oh no, it hasn't been updated in like 2 years.
I know, and what have I been bothering you about? Like when we talk about like the work and stuff like that. What have I been bothering you about?
Say it out loud. Say it out loud.
What have I say?
You always get on me about my website and my YouTube channel. Yeah, you're always like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because
you don't get so caught up in working for other people that you forget to work for yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, when I was reading, or actually like catching up, because when we started being friends, I was like reading all your articles, and because we're both mixy. It's just that your level of mixy is much higher than mine right now, because you get to go to some fancy events.
Single.
And you're single. So you're a hot commodity, right? So you get to dress up, go to these places, make friends, and I'm just like, I'm cute, but I'm not that cute. I'm not Jhoné cute, you know? I don't be looking good like that. I don't be looking good like that.
Oh my God.
But because of that, because you have that access that only a few people like us do, you get to see parts of the city, parts of other cities when you go to other events and other award shows that a lot of people don't have access to. So you get to see these things where it's like, yo, this is something that people need to see or hear about. Like your take on certain things. This goes back into being a star. Even though you're not the star yet, you're being around so many stars that you get to study them. You get to be like, all right, cool, they did this or they did this, so I'm not going to do that. Like, all right, cool. I'm going to be like up there with this writing media personality thing, right? So how did you get into like the whole Baller Alert thing when you were writing for them for like short video? Because I wanted you to write for yourself, but you know they that was a little intern thing, that was a little thing.
It was really intense. So I got into the Baller Alert thing because I honestly like went to their Instagram, and they at that point in time, I don't know if they still do, but at that point in time they had an email in their bio. So I just emailed them. I was like, hey, here's a link to my website. Here's a link to the feature presentation by DJ Sus1. I currently work with them. At that time, DJ Clue was trying to start an app, which was going to be reporting on like the latest albums that dropped or the latest singles that dropped and like how hot they were. And he wanted to do interviews and stuff too. So I was talking to him about that too. So I was like, I'm also working with Clue. He's going to get an app started, blah, blah, blah. And they just responded and was like, yeah, right now we don't have any more space for any red carpet correspondence, but you're welcome to blog for us, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, that's fine. I can start somewhere. So I started blogging for them. It was 3 to 5 articles a day.
So you were pumping them out.
I was pumping them out. Like, I had the energy to do so at first, and then it just kind of started winding down because, you know.
You getting burned out.
Exactly. And I'm like, on top of that, I'm still writing for Sus1.
And you're still writing for yourself, or trying to.
Or trying to go to events, get pictures and footage and write for myself. And on top of that, not everything that, you know, I would write for myself or that I would write for Sus1, they wanted to be on Baller Alert. So, like, every morning they would send us, like, they have their own, like, internal app where they'll assign you different stories to write about. And it's like, it would be so much easier if I could just
do what you were passionate about.
Yeah, like if I could just write about this event that I'm already going to that I have to write for myself anyways. Just let me write it for y'all too. Or this movie that's coming out that I got to write for Sus1 anyways. Let me just put that for you too. But it just became a thing of doing 3 different things. And that's a lot of writing and articles to do. Yeah, and I'm not making any excuses. I'm just saying.
You're keeping it real.
It was a lot.
That's way too much.
It was a lot, you know, but I was grateful for it because when it came down to it and they did need a red corporate correspondent, it was at the BET Awards in LA, 2018. Called me up, asked me if I had time to go pick up a credential. Absolutely. Perfect. They said they didn't have any more space for red carpet correspondence, but because I ate that and did those 3 to 5 articles a day on top of everything else that I had going on, you know, that opportunity presented itself and I was prepared for it.
Because you definitely worked your ass off for that.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I was pretty prepared for it. And then I started working at the 4040 Club because in going to, you know, my events and stuff that I was going to for my own website, I'm like, yo, they have a lot of these listening parties and like album releases at the 4040 Club. Like, I wonder why that is. Start doing my research. I'm like, okay, so the 4040 title, do say, those are all combined. I wonder what I can make out of that. Okay, so I'm like, all right, let me go to the 4040. It really even wasn't an interview. Like, I walked in and then he was like, can you come in tomorrow to train? I'm like, yeah, I can actually. So I started.
So quick pause. So you were at this time, are you still a personal assistant to?
No. So she moved to DC.
Okay. So this is when
which
you got
is, that's cool. That's expected because she's a political commentator. That's where everything politics is. DC. Yeah.
That's a heart right there.
Yeah. So they had her. They no longer had her at the Time Warner on 59th. They had her at the CNN in DC.
So when that happened, this is when you go right back into your bag and be like, I'm here. I'm hustling.
Yeah, so I was like, I got to get another job. Let me see what the 4040 is like.
4040 was good. You got some behind the scene access to people. You got to see people. You got to hustle. You were like a host. You were a host there. You were a host. You were doing some things.
Not even that, but the fact that, first of all, let me just say that everybody that I've worked with at the 4040 has been phenomenal. I know that sometimes I can be, when you're put under a lot of stress, like if it's a super busy night and like you want to be the best. Mm-hmm. Like I don't want people to come to a place that I work at and be like, oh, it's this or oh, it's that, because I'm attached to it, and I just want to give the best service. So sometimes, I can be a little crazy. So I appreciate everybody that works there, from the colleagues, the other bottle girls, or the other servers, bartenders, up into the managers. I've only had a few encounters with Des, but they have all been super inspirational. Like, I remember the first meeting we had there, she basically like lectured us the whole time, but just was like, because she wanted us to do better. Gave us her life story, how she hustled, how she did this, how she did that. I'm like, okay, I'm on the right path. And I was like, I hadn't even been there for a year yet, and they had called and they were like, oh, we were wondering if you were free because we need some extra help at Rock Nation. We're marketing Nicki Minaj's album, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes, absolutely. What time do you need me there? Da-da-da-da. Okay, great. So for like a whole month, a select few of us from the club got to go up there and help them do the marketing for that. And then they called us again to do it for Meek Mill's album too.
Was it Championships?
Championships, Queen and Championships. They released like a couple months apart from each other. Yeah, so super grateful for that, because most people cannot say that. People cannot say that they came from Nebraska to New York and they got to work with Rock Nation and the 4040 Club and Baller Alert and Power 105. Like, it's so humbling, and it's so crazy, and it just makes me feel like if I could do this in New York, what can I do somewhere else?
Well, where else can you go? Where else can you go?
Right? Where else can I go, and what can I get accomplished there?
All right, so that Rock Nation stuff, in my research, I didn't even know that it existed. But then again, you're a public-private person.
Yeah, that became more recently. Yeah. I was definitely public about everything. My Instagram used to be a little OD. You'd be like, Yeah, my Instagram used to be a little OD, but I have a couple conversations with some people, and it was just like, some things are more private, especially like with the whole Rock Nation and 4040 thing. They are very private with some stuff. Like, they don't even want us to have our phones out, which is, it's expected. It's your job. You're clocked in. We paying you. Don't have your phone out. But like, as far as like us posting pictures, like, how other bottle girls are like, oh, meet me here tonight, or I'll be here tonight. No, we cannot do that. We had to sign NDAs. You cannot go up to an artist or an actor, any professional. You cannot ask them for a business card. You cannot take a picture with them. No, you'll be
fired. But exactly. I feel like that level of poise and also like class.
Exactly, it teaches you.
Yes, it teaches you like time and place type thing.
Yes, because it's also like, you shouldn't have to sign an NDA to respect people when they chilling as well. So it's like, it just, how can I say this? it gave me a look of what it's like to like work in the industry where everybody is really just a person, whether they're a talented person or they're just everyone is talented in their own sense. It's just that this person knows how to showcase their talents, or this person has the means or the connects to showcase their talents. So it's like, don't make them feel weird or don't make them feel,
out of place or
out of
like
place type stuff. So it's like, it definitely taught me that. Not to say that I would run up to somebody and scream like, "Oh my God, is it really you? What is you doing here? Oh my!" I would only do that for Chris Brown.
Loyal.
I would only do that. No. That's like an ongoing joke with me and my friends because they know that I love him. But
yeah, okay.
Sorry. I think we got off track today.
No, we didn't. We actually, because I love when in interviews when I do my research and things but that means that you've done good with following along with the standard that Rock Nation is doing, where it's just like. So how comes you not at the Rock Nation brunch? You don't have that type of access to go?
Oh my God.
Because I know you be trying to be as dressed up as possible. You couldn't go to Rock Nation brunch? I'm
dead. You know what the thing is that I called some people and I'm like, yo, is the brunch crashable? Is it crashable? And I'm like, I'm not about to go out there and then I can't get in.
So then they didn't send you no email?
No, I didn't get no email. But that's the thing though, is that the stuff that we did was on some freelance stuff. Like, it's not like I got my check written by them, like from them, types of, which is crazy because I sent my mom a picture. She gonna post it on Facebook with my address and everything.
Mom.
I was like, Mom, you gotta take that down.
Did she delete it?
I think she did.
Oh
my
God.
Grandma was like, you can't be posting that got Jhoné's address on it.
Oh my
People's gonna be
God.
going to her apartment.
Then that was something you put in the family group chat.
Right. Well, I did, but I'm like, yo, Mom, she posted it.
It's like, damn, Mom got too excited.
She just super proud of me, super happy. So I'm like, okay, all right, Mom, but I love you too.
So how did you get to a Cool Clothing? Because you know what, I've been seeing, you've been working with them for about a year and a half. Yeah. How did you get there?
So actually, I was at an album release. I was at someone's album release. I think it was Shy Glizzy's album release. And people were there with coffee mugs that said Hustle Gang. So I was like, where y'all coming from? And I knew these people too, because when you start being mixy and going to events in New York, you're going to run into the same people. It's like the same group of mixy people. So I'm like, where y'all coming from? Why y'all didn't tell me about the Hustle Gang event? Where them cups coming from? Da-da-da-da. And I met another person, Skrills. I met him. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Skrills. Skrills gave me a new duffel bag that makes me feel like bad and bougie right now.
No, he's a whole plug.
Yeah.
And, he was talking about how they had just came from some event with Hustle Gang. And he was like, oh, his friend, runs the marketing over there. They're looking for interns, blah, blah, blah. So I exchanged numbers with him, and I sent him my resume, right on the spot. I think I airdropped it, or I texted.
Ooh.
One of the two. I was like, all right, you send that to him. Let him know.
Gotta have your resume on your phone. Be ready at every time.
Listen, you don't know how many times I've airdropped my resume. And so, he was like, oh, my God. Yeah, I'm sending this to him. Yeah. And so he sent my resume to who came to be my coworker, John. And, they had... and Ryan.
Wait. Your coworker's name is John.
Yep.
And you're Jhoné.
Yep.
And you got Ryan.
Yep.
Well, Ryan, I just had to say your name because you thrown in, but it was like John and Jhoné.
Well,
okay.
no, yeah, and I don't know. This might be a little personal, with the whole name drop thing, but I like to give credit where credit is due, and I know that they plugged me. I know this might be a little personal, name dropping and stuff, but I like to give credit where credit is due, and I know that these people specifically plugged me. Skrills, he made the connection between me and my coworkers, and then I learned so much from John and Ryan being at a coup. Not just them, but everybody, the whole team is great. And it's not just a coup, it's a coup, Hustle Gang, and Strivers Row.
Yeah, there's 3 brands, right?
Three brands.
Three distinct, kind of like entities, energies, visuals, and stuff like that. So they're all in that office in the Midtown location. Okay.
And then Hustle Gang and a coup are tips. But they're all under the umbrella of RP55 group.
Okay.
And so I started as an intern, but as I mentioned earlier, if you're not in school, there's not much that can be done, because you can't get a college credit.
'Cause that's it. That's how they usually pay you by.
Exactly. So, I just had some conversations with lovely people in the office. My boss, I'm not sure. I don't think she does good with like the public stuff, so I'm not going to say her name. But amazing woman.
Yeah,
She is the HBIC. Like, I learned so much from her, and I'm glad that she like took a chance on me and gave me that position, because it really was more than I thought it was. I thought, I was just going to be sitting at the desk like a receptionist, answering the phone, answering the door. But she allowed me to do so much more, like coordinating office events, office visits with talent, obviously keeping up with the maintenance of the office and maintaining that. So much. I've assisted the sales team with what they do, marketing with their outside events. I even like traveled and met them out places to help them out.
So you're kind of like office manager / like event curator / special projects.
I would say I'm office manager / there when you need me.
Okay. Because you're wearing a lot of hats. You're talking to a lot of people in different departments. You're just getting stuff done.
Yeah, because I really just, it's like a family. It really is. It's like a family. Even with the people that we have in the different locations, it really is amazing. I have no bad things to say about working with a crew. And then it's also like...
You're like separations from like, people like Tip, who's an immense, talent. And actually, random fun fact, it's not about me, but T.I. was definitely one of my favorite people, where I used to try to do that hat thing where he'd be having his hats on like the corner of his head. I'd be putting on the corner of my heads all the time. I don't wear fitteds no more because...
I'm dead.
But I used to be wearing like the Yankee hats on the weird angles of my head like Tip. So if he ever decides to want to listen to this, he's still one of my favorite people in the world. But it's just like I be trying to do. My head's not as strong as his. His head is like we doing like defying gravity stuff.
No, I just like I said, everybody is amazing, from the whole RB55 team to the crew team, the Grand Hustle team. His family, his wife, his daughter, his sons, like everybody. I have no bad things to say. I actually can't. Tip, so my aunt that I mentioned earlier, my aunt Danita, the one that got me into dancing.
In the drill and
yeah. She has been battling breast cancer since 2010.
Okay.
On and off.
For like these past 10 years.
On and off, yeah.
Okay.
And she was diagnosed at a really young age. She was only 26.
Damn.
2 daughters, she's married, whole family, she has more kids and stuff now, but it's really hurtful to see that happen to her. And she's so known in the community as well for like through education. She was a teacher at first, and she's administrator and she's assistant principal, and like just everything that she does. She's a community figure, honestly. Like she's won awards and shit for it. But she's a die-hard Tip fan.
Who?
No, dead ass. Like, growing up...
Like, she was listening to the first album.
No, yes.
Like, I'm serious.
She can still rap that shit front to back. Like, stand-up, motivation, all that. She knows it front to back. Like, that's... She's a fan.
Okay.
And so, when I started working with them, she was the first person that I told. I'm like, yo, you wouldn't guess who I have an interview to, like, work with. She's like, who? Oh my God, going crazy. So then last year, her cancer had came back.
From remission, yeah.
Yeah, but it was also, she was getting her doctorate degree. So I was like, oh, I got to be there for her graduation, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, for her graduation gift, I'm going to get her Tip's book, because he wrote a book. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I think it's called Troubles and
Trouble and Triumph, a novel of power and beauty.
Yep. Troubles and Triumph. And I felt like that, like, testified to everything that she has been going through. Because even though, like, the cancer comes back or something new will happen or they'll find something different, she still finds ways to prevail. And so I was like, yo, I'm going to be out of work these days. My aunt is getting her doctorate, so I'm going to go to her graduation. I'm going to give her Tip's book. Is there anything that we can do? Like, maybe he can send her something or sign it, blah, blah, blah. They was like, yeah, send us the book. send us the book. We'll sign it. Da-da-da. So when I ordered it, I just, matter of fact, I didn't even have to. I didn't even have to order it. They gave me one.
Wow.
And then he signed it, and they, like, one-nighted it to, it was in Seattle, the graduation. And they one-nighted it to where we were staying at in Seattle. So after her graduation, she, like, opened it up, and she was, like, crying so hard because he was like, he didn't only just sign it. He was just like, congratulations, keep fighting. Like, it was... Like,
it was heartfelt. He really thought about it.
I was like, wow, that is so sweet. And I hadn't even been there for a year yet. So I'm like, that is so sweet that so, you know, I have no bad things to say about them. The entire family, the entire staff. I love it. I couldn't have asked for a better entry level into the industry because it's like you meet so many people. Like, my network has, like, broadened so much just from the people that, like, step into that office or the people, you know, that come to us, you know?
For, like, those office events that you have. And
exactly.
You have, like, those, you know, I think there was something with, what does Skrills have? Something with Marvel or something with a
yeah. We did a Marvel collab.
Yeah. I got a shirt. I got
We're
an Iron Man shirt.
licensed to Marvel for the next 2 years. So this year we had a Marvel collab in November drop, and then February.
Your hands are so strong. You just gotta be knocking people out.
We had a collab with Black Panther.
Ooh, okay.
That dropped. So yeah, but last year our collab was the Muhammad Ali Foundation.
Wow. Okay.
So it was
Tip loves Muhammad Ali.
Yo, Muhammad Ali, that collection was dope. Like, it sold out quick. We did a fashion week show for it. Like, you know, I'm telling you, this was my first entry level job in the industry. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's really a fashion week show that we're planning. We're gonna do like all that's like that I'm feeling inside. I put a facade over and I just hide it and just act mad cool. Like, yeah, we got a fashion week show that we do. Like, you know, everything in the inside that I'm screaming about and that my mom is like going hype over the phone about, I'm just acting nonchalant about, just so that, you know, I don't give off the vibe that, you know, I'm excited.
You know, you try, you know, you're actually being like, you know, a New Yorker, a person of the industry where it's like, damn, man, I'm highly hyped right now, but it's like, you know, we're doing a fashion show.
Right, you know, we can do it.
We're just doing it. Just doing something. And I mean, when you are at work and, you know, working and it's showing like with the IG stories and stuff like that, I do want to like touch on some things where it's like, you're a little girl in Omaha, Nebraska, wanting to be a star. And still going to be a star, not even wanting like it's past tense currently,
oh my God,
right?
Thank you.
And just thinking about all of the journeys of like going to school, church, support, going to college, coming out and not having to owe these goddamn colleges money with loans, right? Going through all these different types of positions, working with Simone when it comes to being her assistant. And now you're at a coup. And you're at a coup. You had these 2 other jobs on the side. So you just
I just worked at the 4040 last night. I got home at like 5. Yo, it was like daylight saving or something like that.
Oh, you lost an hour, so you tired.
I didn't even realize. No, I'm good. I'm plenty of well rested. But I'm like,
that's one of us.
What happened?
You lost that hour.
But yeah, I was just there last night for the fight. Yeah, you know, need some extra money.
I feel like when you're doing all these plays and you've been doing some acting things up here, you've been on Appropriate Culture and some other things. When are we gonna get back into that acting bag? When are we gonna do it? Because there's so many things you do. Like writing, you do great. We need more of the website, and I'm probably gonna always tell you that until you get that back. Because it's just about you. I feel like now that you got this job and you got the other 2 jobs, I mean, just, you know, I don't know if it's just a gentle nudge or something like that, but I mean, can we get a rebrand for the website?
Yes,
can we get some more content? Can we just figure that out?
Can we do that? Rebrand. So my little brother, he actually has his own YouTube channel too. So I just told him, like, we just agreed that I'm gonna hire him to be my editor. So
how old is your little brother?
He's 18.
Okay, so he gets some little cash.
No, he's 19 now. So yeah, I'm like, I'll hire you to, you know, edit my videos. Because
you used to be like, yo, Skip, dog. I mean, I would do more videos, but this editing thing is super hard.
Yeah, the editing is like, and I do not like giving excuses. But I can say that editing is a blocker. Like, yo, it blows my Because I want it a certain way. I want the flashing lights. I want the text to do this, and I want it to do that. And I got to sit and figure all that out. Mind you, I go to the coop from 9 to 5. Then I might go to the restaurant from like 5 to 11, 5 to 10 or whatever. Then on the weekends, if I'm not at the 40-40, I just don't have the time. That's 12 hours that I just spent all day working. So then when I go home.
You tired.
Eh.
So I think with that, especially working with your brother, like obviously there's going to be some collaboration learning, some chemistry.
Yeah, absolutely. I've already been on his channel. He did like which sibling knows me better. That video is hilarious.
Ooh, I would not want to do that myself.
Yeah, I definitely lost. My
Damn.
little sister knows him way better. But that's because they lived together longer. Like, I was in and out. Like, I was pretty much grown. Mm-hmm. So,
okay.
Sorry.
This is going to be
but
the
like,
most hilarious to watch because she's attacking this mic stand. I don't know if this mic stand said to her something. So when I was stepped out, I was like, hey, dog, like you just hit the mic stand like 7 times.
I told him it was on site. He wasn't ready.
Nah, it's cool. No, but I'm just thinking about just everything with your journey. And you can sing? Like,
oh, no.
Okay, because I don't
that
know.
That was like back in my childhood days. Like, okay. I used to try so hard, okay. and because I played piano, I could hold a tune.
Yeah.
Like I know,
on your little Alicia Keys, the little whisper. The little whisper people do when they try to sing. But I definitely want to see you do some more acting.
Yeah, so in January, I started doing the Saturday class at Susan Batson.
Okay.
It's literally right here. It's on 8th Avenue. It's on 43rd and 8th. Susan Batson Studios. She has this class called the EXER. It's short for Exercise Your Actor. It's hours long. It's like a 5-hour long class, but depending on how much longer you want feedback from the acting coach and stuff like that, then it can be longer. Like it starts off with like breathing exercise, then we do like improv dance. Everybody's like in a circle, and then they'll call one person in the middle, and they'll have the music playing, and you just improv dance. And then they'll have somebody go in there with you, and you two, without touching, have to connect in some way in motion.
Okay. To
the music, either the way you're feeling, like they have to come in and match your energy, or y'all form a whole new energy together. It is so fun. Oh my God. The first time I did it, I tried to, as cancers.
Try to be too perfect.
Oh my gosh, as cancers, like we are perfectionists. So I was like trying to control the situation.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to do a routine.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bust something.
So I got in the middle of the circle and like tried to do a routine, and he was like, stop.
He's like, no.
No.
Stop. No.
And I'm thinking, I'm about to kill it. I was like, oh yeah, she don't know what she's doing. I'm super competitive too.
Yeah.
And that is not the vibe for this class. This class is not competitive. You are working together with everyone, the energies, like you're not supposed to be competing with the next person. That's not what it is. And yeah, you do have to be vulnerable. You have to be free, let everything go. And then like once you go on from that, you do like the 5 senses exercise. So it's like your eyes are closed and he's explaining the monologue that he's about to give to you, the circumstances of it. Like, are you outside? What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you smell? The person that you're talking to or the crowd that you're talking to, like just the circumstances, the foundation, everything that's not the words on the script. So you can know how to act it out.
Because you're actually getting into that. Well,
you're getting into character.
Like, you're getting all these type of nuances of like how the character is. Are they particular? Are they lazy? Are they like little laid back? Are they super energetic or something? All right, that makes me happy because you know what? I don't always get to talk to you because we're like super busy bees. Like we just love working. I feel uncomfortable not working. I'll be like, yo, I'm doing this and I'm doing this.
So uncomfortable, right? But I have to be doing something.
Yeah, and I feel like with that, we got the comedy. Now you told me about the YouTube. We getting the website. So all in all, I'm excited.
I'm trying, yeah. So the acting classes have started.
Okay.
My brother I didn't shared with him all the videos.
Got a little payroll now.
Exactly. I ain't paid him yet. I'm like, I'll pay you after I get my product. So,
yeah, you gotta earn that. But no, look, Jhoné, like I'm so excited to have you here. Just like you're You a boss bitch. I can say that.
No, stop it. No,
Nah, you boss bitch.
Not yet. I feel like I've done like some pretty good things. So like my thing was that I feel like, you know, I attacked Omaha at a young age. I did what I had to do there. You know, then I came to New York. I still feel like I'm young enough to go somewhere else.
Yeah, somewhere else. You know, I don't know where it is. You know, wherever that place is, you're gonna get that place. You're gonna hit the ground running in this place. You know, maybe it might be nicer weather. Maybe just wherever it is. But I'm excited for you. I just want to make sure I did this interview before you. We talked about where this place is, and I'm gonna let you.
I'm so surprised at how much research you did or you was able to find on me. Like, we talked about it a lot. You basically know like my whole life story.
Yeah, but it's out of the love. You know, I wouldn't come here and just waste your time with this, because, you know, I've always admired your hustle. Because, you know what, I don't think people understand how we try to make things look easy. Like, people be like saying, like, I'll be meeting people at events like, yo, man, you always working. And the inside, I'm just like, dog, I'm so tired.
Yes,
I'll be so tired.
Oh my God.
I just want to sleep. But
I'm so tired. Somebody pass me a pill.
It's like, get some Adderall. Yo, I wish I could get some Adderall. Oh, what the focus? But I want to make sure when it comes to this project, people get their flowers now, and just know, like, from a distance, I always like observe. She's like, yo, I really love how she like carries herself, how she does things, because be like, yo, man. You're a badass bitch. She doing what she got to. She's a badass bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And I know right now, just now I understand what, as a child, you want to be an entertainer, you want to be a star, and you got the networking skills. You know how to build relationships. You know how to keep relationships, even if it's good, bad, or ugly. Like, you know how to like get into situations and get out of it. That's something that I gotta learn. I'm not the best at getting out of situations unscathed.
No, you can't. Listen, I told somebody this the other day because they was like, why do you keep going back and being friends with her? Because after y'all argue, blah, blah. My thing is like, no, relationships are relationships. And I feel like as long as you can get your point across with somebody, and likewise, they get their point across, you should be able to like brush it off and move on or pick back up. Unless it's some like OD, blatant, disrespectful shit. Like, there's just not enough space in the body for like negativity or, like... Somebody told me hate corrodes the vessel. Oh fuck! What is the saying? Hold on, I'm about to get it for you right now.
We're doing so much. Hate
corrodes the vessel which carries it.
Yeah.
Hate corrodes the vessel which carries it. So and baby, there are a lot of people that I should probably hate, and I'm gonna spell that in all caps. But
okay, HAT, all caps. Okay.
But, it's whatever. Relationships at the end of the day are like stepping stones. Like, one person can reach down and help you. So then I feel like you should also do the same to the next.
Okay. All right. I got a what am I? I'm like a Cancer sun, a Virgo moon, and like a Cancer rising or something like that. Something
really?
like that. I'm something like that.
We're really different then.
I mean, we were born. We had the same sign.
We have the same day.
But I was born in the early morning. I was born in I think 6 something in the morning. So I think I'm like double Cancer. So my rising is a Cancer, but my moon, like, I be acting like a Virgo. So I'm super like particular. I'm super like on point with it.
Oh my God.
So that's why I just like you dated a Virgo. So I was like, yeah, they're annoying. I annoy myself.
I was gonna say they kind of sensitive.
Yeah, I'm super annoying.
No, oh my gosh, no. I was born at like 2:00 in the morning. So mine is, I'm a Taurus rising and I'm a setting Gemini.
So wait, setting Gemini. Wait, what's your moon then? Your moon is Gemini?
Moon is Gemini.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a crazy bitch. No, I'm kidding. I'm like, you got the Taurus, the Gemini, and the Cancer, all three lined up in
bro,
you. You got a bull, you got a fucking two-faced motherfucker, and you got a crab. So what is you gonna do? Which one you want today? You want the bull? You want the what do you want? Kidding.
You're not, but it's okay. But before we end off, like, what are some gems? Because I feel like with your life is just a lot of things that you've kind of like encountered that helped you become the woman, strong ass, independent, getting shit done, go getter attitude. Like, what's a gem that you want to kind of like share with the listeners? When it comes to them, dream chasing, trying to get their dreams out.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say that. It's not going to be easy. Like, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. That's why there's only a select few of people that actually go out and, do these kind of things like in the industry and in terms of going for their dreams. A lot of people are intimidated by it. So just know that if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Also that your struggles, your trials, and your obstacles, those are all adversity creates opportunity. So when all of that stuff is happening, like when I go through some crazy shit where it just seems like, oh my God, there's like 2 deaths in the family, and then on top of that, this happened at work. Like whenever there's a lot of bad going on, I just know that something great is going to happen, like something really good is about to happen that is going to be bigger than what I foresaw.
I like that. Jhoné, thank you. Thank you so much for coming through. I know it's been a long time coming. I was like, I was getting this. This is like March. I think I got on your calendar like February. Like, this is how precise and crazy I get, because I know you be busy flying out. But like, yo, while we have this time closing out, drop your social media for your Instagram. I know for your Twitter. I know for the website, it's all on your bio. So when it's relaunched, it'll be ready. But how can they follow you on Twitter? And you have like a artist page on like Facebook, like they can follow you on Facebook.
Yeah, they can follow me on Facebook. I haven't created my what is that page called?
IMDb for the acting credits.
Yeah. I haven't done that yet, so I don't have that yet. That's in the works. My website is eyewitness with Jhoné JHONE.com. My Instagram and Twitter social media handles are love like J Honey. And yeah, my Facebook is my name, so it's JHONE letter Y.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jhoné. This has been a pleasure. Skip from BK. We are signing off for this episode of Dreams Money Can Buy. Be back next week. Peace.
Thank you so much.
You already know. How you guys doing? Skip from BK. Post-credit scene once again. You just listened to Jhoné. Have a very amazing interview, but this is brought to you by Anchor. This entire podcast, this platform, is by Anchor. It just makes it easier for you to create something for the free, have it uploaded, hosted, and even monetize it all in one app. When it comes to editing, when it comes to adding the audio, where you want to shift sound bites around, it just makes it easier, all in the palm of your hands, in the mobile app or in the web browser. So if you ever interested in making your own podcast for the free, go over to Anchor and just tell them to skip, set you over, create some things, do it. But get right back to Jhoné. It was just such an amazing conversation. Looking forward to seeing what the future holds for her when it comes to her. She's doing the acting thing. She's doing media with her journalism degree, and she's just going to be a powerhouse in front of the camera in so many different areas of the industry. So make sure you follow her on Twitter and Instagram on Love J Honey. That's again Love J Honey. If you want to keep in the know with her blog posts, or just read some of her older work from like 2017, 2018, it's Eyewitness with Jhoné. Eyewitness with Jhoné. Okay. And that's just that place where she has all her reviews for events and all of those things, and it's going to be coming back. She's going to redo it, and it's going to be amazing. So make sure you do that. While you get the chance, please follow your boy Skip from BK on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those things. And be sure to follow Cove Alpha, which powers this podcast and keeps you for anything else with this platform and others that are connected to Cove Alpha. And just to close out, make sure you show some love and support for our amazing collaborators, Slept On Creatives. They're like the broadcast and film production team. They make sure the audio looks good, the edits, intro, outro, everything looks good. Also with the visuals that make that pristine, and just make sure that everything syncs up, because I'm good at talking, I'm good at recording, pushing buttons, but all that moving and shifting, that's to those people over there, Slept On Creative. So make sure you follow them on Instagram at Slept On Creatives, and follow them on YouTube at Slept On Creatives, and follow them for all of their visual products there. So they have one short film, kind of like story, and also they have the web series Amare, and of course more on the way. But just make sure you stay tuned, and see you next time. Peace.